under the sand, Prince. He could surface anywhere.
Sandland is the video game adaptation of Akira Toriyama's classic manga from 2000. You'll be spending a lot of time with Demon Prince Beelzebub, Thief, and Sheriff Rao as you make your way across the massive desert world, and you're probably gonna want some help getting the most out of your adventure. These 11 tips and tricks are good for those of you just starting out, but they're also good reminders for anyone who's already knee-deep in Sandland. When you first start exploring Sandland, you're going to see all sorts of icons on your map, so don't let them overwhelm you. This action RPG has a lot of open world elements, which means you're meant to see a lot of places that you can't reach just yet. Sandland is littered with caves to explore, hills to climb, time trials to race through, and so much more. So if something gets your attention, make a mental note or drop a pin on the map and come back later once you've unlocked more vehicles. Some might say the cure for all this sand is water. That's the overarching plot of the game, but you also have a water meter in the bottom left corner of your screen. This is essentially a refillable health potion, letting you tap down on the D-pad to heal yourself out in the field. It's also quite easy to keep this meter topped off. Water spots can be found across the map, marked by a bottle icon. Since these also serve as fast travel points, you'll be warping to them quite a lot. Fill up anytime you teleport, and you'll be a-okay. Speaking of icons on the map, they don't just fill in as you drive around. You can also activate radio towers to reveal large portions of the game's various regions. There are 2 in each area, so you'll want to use them all to complete your map. Some story quests will take you right by the radio towers, so make it a point to repair and activate them anytime you can. For a comprehensive list of every tower in the game, head to our wiki on IGN.com.
We can use this to find out about the area.
For these next 2 tips, we're talking about what to do outside of your vehicle. It's important to pull over from time to time because there are things you simply can't do from the driver's seat. And we don't just mean visiting each little village. Pulling over out in the sands gives you a chance to explore grottos. These little caves contain mineable resources and chests, and you'll also find other indoor spots with chests you simply wouldn't be able to reach otherwise. Stealth missions also only happen on foot, especially when infiltrating enemy checkpoints. If you get caught in one of these bases, you'll be sent back to an earlier point in the mission. Understanding how to sneak is key. Enemies don't have vision cones on the minimap, so you need to pay attention to the triangles over their heads. These represent awareness, and the redder they get, the closer you are to getting caught. Keep that in mind and do your best to stay behind them at all times. Get close enough, and you can take them out with a knockout attack. As you're exploring Sandland, you will have many opportunities to rescue traveling peddlers. This is a reoccurring random event represented by an icon that looks kind of like a target. You should always help these guys out when you get the chance, because you'll get money for every rescue. They're usually super quick too. Blast away a few dinosaurs or bandits, and the peddler will be saved. Plus, you get experience points for each of those bad guys that you blow away. Some bad guys are so infamous that they have open bounties, so whenever you meet a bounty hunter, you should make it a point to check in and see what's available. You can only take on 5 bounties at a time, but there are plenty to complete over the course of the game. These bounties come with guaranteed rewards that include not just money, but new vehicle frames and high-level upgrades too. Each bounty also has a specific level, so that'll help you decide which 5 to take on as you level yourself up. Spino serves as your home base in Sandland, but when you first reach the town, it'll be in a state of disrepair. The more you can do to restore it, the better off you'll be. Improving the town means sending more people to live there, so keep an eye out for any side quests that populate on your map. Many of them will result in a new resident being added to the town. The soldier Mose, for example, is found just west of town right after your first visit. Sending more people to Spino means unlocking new shops, giving the ability to craft higher level materials or customize the paint job of your vehicles. Speaking of crafting, it's the way you'll build and customize all the vehicles in the game. You can't ignore it, so make sure you're always salvaging everything you find. Open every chest, bust up every mineral, and shoot down every enemy you come across. This will keep a steady stream of materials coming your way. Then check in at the garage in Spino every chance you get. All those materials will help you level up your vehicles, craft new parts, and keep your creations in tip-top shape. There's no reason to hoard anything in this game. You'll hear this next tip from the actual characters too, but make sure you check your loot in the menus from time to time. You can pick up whole parts from destroyed army vehicles and special chests, and you can actually swap those out in the field from the vehicle menu. It's worth comparing the stats of these weapons and attachments as you come across them. You might find a better rate of fire, higher damage, or even special effects like incendiary rounds. Sheriff Rao might say his line a lot, but he knows what he's talking about.
Make sure to check your gear every now and then.
Our last tip is actually going to be several little tidbits in one. Call this the lightning round. We already mentioned that you can swap vehicle parts out in the field, but you can also change your various vehicle controls in the menu if you need to. Whatever you're driving, make sure to shoot down everything out there in the desert. It's all the same XP for Beelzebub, and since you have infinite ammo, there's no reason not to shoot down all the creatures you come across. You can also swap weapons and continue shooting while the other one reloads, so all this fighting should go pretty smoothly. Just use caution around those enemies marked with a skull, since they're at a higher level than you. And that was our collection of tips and tricks for anyone looking to explore Sandland. For more help completing quests or building your dream battle tank, be sure to visit our wiki on IGN.com. And while you're here, check out the first few minutes of gameplay. For everything else Sandland, you're already in the right place.